Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. Happy Sunday, everyone. So I have a question. Let's just start talking about the California EDD and that requirement for everyone, almost everyone, who received PUA unemployment benefits. First, if you had a regular unemployment claim under program type UI that then moved to PEUC that may have said extension tier 2 augmentation, or Fed Ed, none of those are going to need to meet this requirement. Secondly, if your program type says DUA for disaster unemployment assistance, then you most likely are going to need to provide proof of employment or proof of self-employment. The question that I have, and hopefully he is watching, or at least he'll get his question answered right at the beginning, is from Eric. He says, if I didn't work at all in 2020 due to the theaters closed, I didn't work at all. Does the PUA information apply to me? So that's indicating that he had a traditional W-2 job. And most of us with traditional W-2 jobs, most, not all, were not on PUA unemployment claims. And the reason why I say most, not all, is because if you had just entered the workforce, if you didn't have very much history as a W-2 worker, a worker who worked for someone else, if you had just started your job, not necessarily changed jobs, but like just brand new to the workforce, maybe you were in college and you had been at your job for 2 weeks or something like that, then you might have been placed on a PUA unemployment claim. And so this proof of employment or proof of self-employment that the EDD is asking for is only for people on PUA unemployment claims. If you didn't have a PUA claim, then you don't need to worry about this. And you guys try and share the video that I made on that, because I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to EDD content anymore because benefits ended over 2 months ago. So people have moved on. They're not really thinking about unemployment benefits at this time anymore. And I'm really worried that they're going to miss this notification, or they're going to think that it's not a valid text and that they're not going to check. And the thing is, some recipients, not all, are only going to have 21 days to respond to the EDD, either asking for more time to provide their proof of employment or proof of self employment. And I just don't want anybody to miss that. Someone asked me what could happen if they don't supply this documentation, and they could hit you with an overpayment notice, and that overpayment notice could request that you repay all of your benefits. So really guys, if you know anybody who was getting a PUA unemployment claim, tell them to tap into the channel and check out that video that I released on Friday. Okay, getting into your questions here in the chat. If you haven't already, please take a moment and like the video. Good morning, Debbie. Little cupcakes. I am going out of town on Tuesday. I'm not sure what that means for next week's lives, but we'll figure that out next week. I'm going to try and see my mom today. Good morning, Joseph. Everything is going well. Joseph, a little up. Oh, and Debbie, because you guys both asked about my phone. And then Patty, I see that you're having your rent relief appointment on Tuesday. Stick around. I do want to make a comment on that for you. Okay, so Debbie and Joseph, just a quick update on my phone. So I have the iPhone 13 Pro, and I filmed my last video using it. The sound seems really good. The image of me is crisp. I'm using the blurry background effect. Not right now, I'm just using my webcam. But in that video, it takes longer to like upload or like finish uploading. So I think that's because it's filming in cinematic mode. It's like it's working harder. Like if I edit, um, something that you guys probably don't pick up in the lives, I say so and a lot when I'm making a video. I cut that out. I did it right there. And I'm about to say so. So I'll take out the so's and the ums and I'll edit it before I put it into a program. And even just clipping out that one word and resaving it takes a long time. Just thought I would share that. But other than that, I'm enjoying the new phone. Okay, Patty, on your rent relief appointment, here's what I want you to keep in mind. I've had a lot of people tell me, like, oh, you have to practically be homeless in order to get the assistance. So they might ask you a question that says something like, are you at risk of experiencing homelessness? And even if you've been paying your bills, I think it's okay to go ahead and say yes. I want you guys to be truthful. I don't ever want you guys not to be truthful. But, if they don't give you the assistance and you're not able to pay your rent, then that would put you at risk of experiencing homelessness. And so just answer that question truthfully, and that should help them push the assistance through. You guys, I don't have very many questions at all. So if you guys have any questions, it doesn't necessarily have to be about the EDD. You guys, I put Shiba Inu in the title of the video because on my recent videos, people have been saying, um, they've been saying, Shelly, how come you're still talking about unemployment? Talk about stock investing, talk about Shiba Inu. So, you guys, Shiba Inu is a cryptocurrency and it has been in the news an awful lot. And I am not suggesting this is an investment. It's pretty much like lottery tickets, but I do have a little money invested in Shiba Inu coin. And so I did in the chat today, I went ahead and linked my Webull referral link because a lot of people use Robinhood. I never mention Robinhood. I always have a Robinhood referral link in my videos. But like my logic is kind of that probably almost everyone that wants to trade in the stock market probably already has the Robinhood stock trading app. So I never mentioned them, but you can't get Shiba Inu coin even if you wanted to on Robinhood, but you can on Webull. That's not endorsing it. I took a gamble. I did have a little bit of FOMO on Dogecoin, and then you guys, I read a story about a guy who put $8,000, and I don't, I am working on my finances. I want to be a millionaire, but I don't have $8,000 lying around. Certainly not that I could take a gamble like that on. But someone put $8,000 into Shiba Inu coin, and now it's worth, you better sit down, 5.2 billion with a B dollars. But they're worried that if he tries to cash that out, or whoever it is tries to cash it out, that it's going to crash the entire cryptocurrency. So I just thought I would mention that. So I will start talking about stocks for beginners and things like that eventually. Work has still been crazy. I'll give you guys the film update in a minute. But yeah, let me take a few more of your questions since those are coming in. A lot of you just saying good morning and good morning. I have my cherry sweater on because I'm not feeling great today, but I want to be positive. So I put on, life is just a bowl of cherries. All right. Joseph, who helped me set up my phone, says the lag is most likely due to the enhanced recording and it's totally normal. I am not patient. That is one of the reasons why I still record on my phone. To me, making YouTube videos using an actual camera, just charging the battery, making sure that you have, I always want to call it a SIM card. It's not a SIM card, an SD card, whatever that thing is. Then you have to like make sure all those are loaded and you have to put it in the camera and then you have to set up the camera and then you have to like take the battery out and charge it when you're done and take the SD card out and put it into another thing and put it in your computer and then upload it versus like if I just film on my phone, it's on my phone and I don't have to wait. I don't like waiting. I'm not patient, which is funny since I like investing because the key to investing is really just patience and time. Okay. Time in the market, not timing the market, they say. And Debbie, you're welcome. It is getting mixed reviews. I hadn't heard that. I like it. I like the extra storage. It charges super fast and the battery has a really long life. Hi, Mom. Oh, Mom, I'm going to make a whole video about that. I love when my mom comments though, because like I'm proud of her for figuring out how to use the internet mostly. Um, Tell everyone about the free whole turkey and other Thanksgiving items with Ibotta. I need to link that in the description as well. So if you guys are struggling right now, a lot of you have told me that you think you might need to go to the food bank, or that, they've cut your food stamps or your SNAP benefits and you're not sure how you're going to make ends meet. there is an app called Ibotta. Me and my mom use it a lot, and you can use it even with your food stamps. And if you use it with your food stamps, you pay for the items with your food stamps, and then they load it with what's the word? They load up your account with cash, basically. So download the Ibotta app and you can get a free Thanksgiving dinner. I will probably make a dedicated video on that. I did last year. And I was just rewatching that to see what I can improve this year. But yeah, download the Ibotta app. But guys, wait for me to post my referral link if you don't already have the app. No, don't wait. But yeah, I'll make a dedicated video about that. And if you search Shelly Ibotta Thanksgiving dinner and scroll down, it's not the top video. You'll see how to do it. It's the same process as last year. It's just for 2021, free Thanksgiving dinner, courtesy of Ibotta. Thanks for the reminder, Mom. And Mom, we're going to try some filming in public. All right, let me take another question and then I'm going to share some behind the scenes stuff in my life. Okay, Andrew says, my friend was on PUA and back in 2020, she submitted documents and her PUA weekly benefit went up from 167 to 208. She doesn't need to prove work anymore. Question? Safe? Question. That is how it's supposed to work. If you go through the comments that I'm responding to people on that video, that is true. If you applied for your PUA benefits before December of 27th of 2020, and you already sent the EDD proof of income or income verification to the EDD so that you could get a higher weekly benefit amount, you are not supposed to have to upload documents. I say you're not supposed to because, guys, this is the California EDD, and you never quite know with them if it's going to go how they say it's going to go. That's what they've put in writing, but we will have to see. Okay, Joseph, you still haven't received your Golden State Stimulus 2. Is there another disbursement date coming up? Not for the direct deposits specifically, although I will say that in little bitty fine print at the end of everything, it said allow up to 3 weeks after the mailing date. And I guess even though it's not a paper check, 3 weeks after well, actually, that was about paper checks. Maybe give it up to 3 weeks, but that might indicate something weird is going on if you're not expecting a paper check. Let's go over the Golden State Stimulus 2 payments. I do also want to remind everybody, and I might try making a short, YouTube short for this. If your only source of income was unemployment benefits, unfortunately, you won't qualify for the Golden State Stimulus 2. You needed to have an additional source of income outside of unemployment benefits in order to qualify. And then again, if you got the Golden State Stimulus 1, you wouldn't be getting the Golden State Stimulus 2. But Joseph, I know you're not new to the channel. I think you have that piece of information. So let's go over the situations where you'd be getting a paper check, at least a partial list of why you'd be getting a paper check. And that would be if you take your taxes to H&R Block or TurboTax, oftentimes they have something called like an instant refund. And sometimes those instant refunds they give you in the form of a prepaid debit card. And that's where you walk into H&R Block that day and you leave pretty much that same day, either with one of those prepaid debit cards or like a check or something like that. So if you used a tax preparer and you took that instant refund, you didn't wait at all to have that money, then you'd be expecting a paper check. The other circumstance, if you used a tax preparer where you would be expecting a paper check, is if you owed money on your taxes or you paid tax preparation fees. But a lot of us don't want to pay those tax preparation fees out of our pocket because a lot of times we just don't have it. So they will ask you, would you like to use part of your refund to pay for your tax preparation fees? And if you said yes to that, if you wanted to use part of your refund that you were expecting to get to pay your tax preparation fees, that is another reason why you might get a paper check instead of the direct deposit for the Golden State stimulus too. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. If you guys would like the video, I would appreciate it. Debbie says, I think about EDD every day. I'm so sick of their sudden policy change up with deadlines and threats, no less. They do not move their tushies. For us, the customer client, so disgraceful. I agree. They were trying to get payments out. I understand why this happened. And Debbie, I know you've heard this, so I don't know if I'll go through the broken car with the check engine light analogy right now. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do that analogy. But this was in the guidance from the Department of Labor a long, long time ago, and many other states already rolled this out. But yeah, in California, I think it's extra wrong that they've done this now because people aren't thinking about it, and I'm worried that they're not even going to check. Maybe I'll use. I posted a TikTok about this guy. It's the green guy, but that makes him sad that the EDD are jerks. So yeah, it's not it's not the best timing when people are like thinking that they're over and done and that they're back to work and they're just not thinking about unemployment benefits anymore. And now they're going to have to upload documents, some people in as few as 21 days. You can ask for an extension on submitting documents. Hi rockers, thank you for dropping a like. I thought you were dropping blessings, but I guess you are dropping blessings because they're in there. Chrissy says, if you were on PUA and we're still part-time working with the federal government, am I still needing to give proof of employment because I'm still pending on my new application for unemployment? If you were working part-time for the federal government, it sounds like you were on a regular unemployment claim. I know that PUA stands for Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. So a lot of people think, oh, well, I got benefits because of the pandemic. So that was what my program type was. That's not correct. Then there was Pandemic Unemployment, sorry, I'm going to say it wrong. Pandemic Emergency, PE, Unemployment, UC, Compensation, PEUC, which is the extension that we got after the traditional unemployment benefits ran out. It wouldn't apply to PEUC. And pending on a new applications take up to 3 weeks to process. Little Rambo, hi. Yes, it is free. Are we talking about Ibotta? Yes. Oh, my mom's saying join Ibotta now because the free stuff goes fast. That is true. Go join Ibotta now. Mom, you should leave your link. I don't know what your referral code is, but you should figure out how to type it in the chat so people can use your referral code. Look it up on the app, Mom, and then type it in the chat for my mom's Ibotta referral code. That would be so cool if you guys used her Ibotta referral code. So the Ibotta free Thanksgiving items, it's true. Like you have to make sure that you're buying the right size. I think it's only for Walmart or Walmart neighborhood grocers or Walmart Plus. So it needs to be from a specific grocery store. You have to make sure you're getting the specific sizes. The grocery stores do run out, but Mom, don't they probably restock those items before Thanksgiving? So if they're out now, you might want to try again. Okay. Happy news, movie theater report. Okay, you guys, I promise I'll get back to you, the EDD. Happy news, movie report. We're busy. We're very busy and we're hiring. So yeah. I think our job posting's up on Indeed. We're bringing back, you guys, this is what I love about my job. Two of the people that I worked with, my theater went through like a renovation and we moved from one side of the building to the other. And that was in 2007. And some of the people that I worked with back in 2007, they went on and they worked at the corporate office. Even though we've brought everyone back, corporate office still hasn't. But we are bringing back two of the employees that I worked with we call it on the other side, to the employees that I worked with on the other side that moved on to corporate. We're bringing them back to work with us. And so I'm really happy to be working with people that I know and that are awesome and like kind of I'm reading everywhere that if your employer says that it's like family in the workplace, that's a red flag. Um, and I got to look more into that because I've always thought of my employees as extended family. So I have to look into why that's a red flag. But like I will, you take care of your family and everyone that I've ever worked with, like I'm always like you guys know sometimes in my community post, I like hype up the books that they've written. Like I'm so proud to see where they all go and where they move on to. And I do think of them like family. And yeah, I want to take care of them if they ever worked for me. I do. Um, and then you've got your employees that are kind of like your crazy uncle or your maybe your nephew that runs around the family picnic with a lot of energy and you're constantly trying to wrangle them in. Okay. All right. John V says, "Oh, good Lord." So I'm rambling too much. Okay. Um, I'm going to a Tony Robbins seminar. Please don't ask how that started. It's a result of this Graham Stephan millionaire mentorship that I joined. I thought a lot more people from the mentorship would go, and it turns out it's just me and one other person, his girlfriend and their friend. And so I don't really know them. And we're going to go to Tony Robbins, and I'm not really familiar with Tony Robbins. He's a motivational speaker. I know that much. I'm trying not to learn too much. I tend to be skeptical of those kinds of things. And apparently, we're going to be doing 16-hour days. That's sad, baby Yoda. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have for that, for making videos, but I'm going to try. Okay. Family Dollar says, "I am curious, what happens if you are on PUA and can't prove work? Like you were a musician paid cash every gig. Then what?" Okay. Family Dollar. So they are going to accept like self-attestation, basically. Do you have any emails saying like, "Hey, Family Dollar, I don't know your name. Hey, Family Dollar, don't be late to the Troubadour Saturday, November 8th, 2019. See you there. Your pay cut will be this." Do you have any emails or anything indicating that you were going to show up to that gig? That might work. Like you'll self attest that you were self employed as a musician. If you have any dates or emails with gigs, that would be helpful. Any emails with dates of your friends asking you for your equipment, or can you give them a ride to the gig? Can they carpool with you? Something like that might work. I have a contact now at the EDD as well. And Jenny Silver's had one for a long time. I finally got one. It's probably the same one. He really said that they want to make this as easy as possible for people. So they're and plus think of all the work and manpower it's gonna be to verify all this. They made it seem like they will pretty much accept anything. So the big thing is just making sure that you do it by the deadline so that you're not caught up in the requesting an overpayment waiver and the appeal process and all of that I wanna drive home to people. I also asked because I believe that all of my viewers are on the up and up, or at least I would like to, right? But we've all heard about stories about people kind of like taking advantage of the system. And the thing with that is, I asked my contact, I said, I've read stories. One of the ones in the news that I read was a homeless person who used the EDD money to buy a motorcycle. And, I think it's sad that we haven't properly taken care of and helped the homeless people, but it's tricky, right? Because that'd be a social program. So where do you take the money from to help the homeless? That's a whole bigger issue, but so anyway, so the homeless person hadn't worked, didn't have a job offer and wasn't planning on going to work, and someone else said, "Hey, you would qualify for PUA, let me fill it out for you." And they really shouldn't have qualified. PUA was really for people who had a legitimate job offer but never started, or they were self-employed or had plans to become self-employed. So I was like, what if somebody came to them and told them that and now they're in hot water? And the EDD said, or my contact said, honestly, they should file a police report and they should notify the EDD on the fraud department. Okay. Um, okay. So Linda says the stimulus bill passed. Yep. No money and no unemployment. I was expecting that though. We already saw that coming. Yeah, we did. And guys, even though they called it the stimulus package, it was really the infrastructure package. There was really, how it's going to stimulate the economy is by creating jobs, supposedly. And I will admit, though, I haven't had a lot of time to look into what did make it into that. In the infrastructure package, how it's going to create jobs. I know that they're looking at replacing roads and bridges and infrastructure, to keep us safe. And those jobs are high paying jobs, but they don't necessarily require a lot of education. So, in that sense, it should stimulate the economy because maybe people who thought that they were only qualified for like a minimum wage job all of a sudden are qualified to help make our roads safe, make those bridges safe, and then they'll be making more and then that benefits the economy. Beverly says the EDD is so slow and she left a snail emoji. They sure are. Oho says, is EDD still paying backdate for PUA claims? They should be, but it's like a 2-month process to find out if you're approved or not. With that, oftentimes you can call the EDD and see if they can push those payments through faster. And you can request that. Sorry, I got sidetracked. You can request from your assembly member that they see if there's anything that they can do to help those payments get pushed through faster. So they should be. Joel says, let's be honest, the day of stimulus checks are over. This infrastructure bill lacked anything of that sort of aid. Correct. I have seen that much. Debbie, it hides your comments and then I have to approve them. And I don't know why that is. The little green, no, you guys, I am going to try and pack light. I do not like to check baggage. I don't want to pay for checking baggage. So I will try and shove everything in a backpack. But you guys know that for filming my videos, I use my phone, which I'll have with me, and this microphone. I don't think I'm bringing my laptop. So, if I am going to stream live, I might need to consider that. I've never flown with a laptop. I'm not good with tech, as Joseph knows. I don't even know how to put a laptop through the airport, the X-ray thing. Okay. Fat Andy says, still looking for work. What to do if benefits are exhausted? This is a really good question. This is coming up a lot on my channel in the comments on some of my older videos. Your benefit year lasts a whole year, but usually benefits are only payable up to a maximum of 26 weeks. So a lot of people are still within their benefit year or their new benefit year, but they are out of benefits. Their claim balance on their EDD unemployment claim is 0. And if that's the case, unfortunately, there are no extensions, and you wouldn't even be able to apply for more benefits until your benefit year ended. So, Fat Andy, do you have questions about resume tips? I've learned like the most boring looking resumes are the ones that are getting jobs. They look boring to me. They don't grab your attention, but apparently that's a good thing. There's something called an ATS, automatic tracking system, that you want your resume to pass through. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can find an example of these boring resumes. Oh, I'm getting something from what? Oh no. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, while I look for this, I got to share this. So I'm getting a notification on Yada. So this is Yada Bank, right? I'm always talking about them. I've won in prizes like almost $300, but I've been saying almost $300 for a long time because it's like only $2 a week. So it's been from like 280 to 282 to 284. But there's a prize of $10,000 and someone is one number away from, not 10,000, $10 million. Somebody is one number away from winning $10 million. I'm going to check so that was on my Instagram. I'll go back to looking for the boring resume in a second. One of my friends, it shows like how they're doing, and it showed her luck at 100. Oh my goodness. I think it's my friend. So it shows, oh guys, does this show any personal information? It doesn't. These are my friends, and it's showing that my friend Penelope is at her luck factor is 100%. I'm gonna message her and be like, Penelope, is this you? Because oh my goodness, she better share. No, I don't know. She doesn't have to share. She's got a new baby on the way. Anyway, I love Yada Savings Bank, and I linked them up above too. Because if you guys are saving money anyway, might as well save it where you have a chance of winning $10 million. That's so much money. Okay. Rebecca says, who will be, oh, I was going to look for boring resume. And then Rebecca, I'll get to yours. Should we try DPSS/GR? So DPS is the Department of Social Services and GR is General Relief. Absolutely. You should try any resources that you need to help you. Don't be embarrassed to apply for them and use them if necessary, including the food bank. Hi, Sarah. Fat Andy, shoot, my phone turned off. Hold on. Boring resume. Dude, if my friend Penelope wins $10 million on Yada, that's going to be amazing. You guys also follow the HR plug. I've got on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I've got a friend, and we're doing a collaboration. Everyone called him the glasses guy. Check out that video though, because I'm really proud of it. I worked really hard on editing that. Okay. So the person who I'm looking for, his name is Juan Salting. Okay. And let me find this boring resume. Ugh. He uses a Baby Yoda topper on his pencil, on his like TikTok and on his Instagram when he's reviewing tips. So that's what the resume looks like, right? Nothing to me stands out on this resume. This is the type of resume that apparently, hold on, let me get a better picture. Oh, that's my friend. It's another friend. She's very pretty. She's much prettier to look at than the resume. Like this is the resume. So that is apparently the kind of thing, and follow Juan Salting on Instagram or TikTok. That's the kind of resume that employers are looking for. I always thought, oh, you guys, I'm going to share in a video with the HR plug my resume. Oh, it's real bad because I haven't really updated it in 25 years since I worked for the movie theater for 25 years. And then my friend sent me a link to a job that I thought I might want while I was on location managing another location for the company. And I threw something together and it has all the resume don'ts. So I think that's going to be a fun and funny video once I release it. But yes, please apply for all the help that you need. And there's no shame or embarrassment in that. Apply right now. Fat Andy, I like your username. Makes me smile. Okay, Sarah says, do I know PUA coming back? And what is the latest news about unemployment extension and stimulus? Unfortunately, PUA benefits are not coming back. There's no unemployment extensions. And we were just talking about the stimulus package that passed. It's really the infrastructure package. And my goodness, they trimmed that by a lot, all the way down from $3.5 trillion down to $1 trillion. Last I read, and that's the amount that passed. And here's the thing, right? With all the money for these programs like homelessness and unemployment and all of that, it's really important that our infrastructure, like our bridges and our roads and the levees, like in New Orleans, the levees that broke during Hurricane Katrina, it's so important that we spend the money and fix those things. But where do you get the money from? and this is the most money we've spent on infrastructure in like the last 20 years. I'm going to misquote that. I don't want to quote it wrong, but in a long time, that's the most money we've spent on infrastructure. And all those things are really important. But where does the money come from? And that's the hard part. And I don't envy them making the decision. And yeah, Minneapolis Luke isn't the HR plug. Isn't that a funny name? And she has such a wonderful personality. And I'm really proud of that video, and I hope that it will help everybody. And I hope that that will go out soon. She just started her YouTube channel, so go subscribe to her YouTube channel as well, and say that Shelly sent you. Also, in talking about YouTube channels, KAFLA TV. You might be able to figure out where I work. We just did the World Asian Film Festival at my theater, and I've been seeing a lot of the ads, like that logo that you've got. I'm so sorry because I don't know. Um, but the Korean film festival submissions and things like that, and there's been some gorgeous like red carpet dresses coming through the theater, and everybody's just so beautiful, and so it's really fun to do events like that. Maybe you've been there, or maybe you're coming. Anyway, if you do, say hi. Don't share where I work in the chat, but if you are going to that theater, please see if I'm working and then say hi. Although I'm out of town this next week, so I guess that's not a good plan. John says, what are you people doing? This info is 1.2, and the social and stimulus funds is the second bill for next week. So again, I've been working an awful lot. I have not heard anything about that. So this is one of two. Let me see. Stimulus bill. I think that's about the budget, right? The budget limits. I don't think that's really a stimulus package. I'm going to Google stimulus package next week. Next week. They're not talking about getting more money into our hands. All right. All right, KAFLA. And check out KAFLA's channel. They talk about the topic of unemployment and a lot of resources for people. He does videos in Korean. Yeah, I don't see this. The House moves to finalize the next package. These are all Senate passes. Nope, these are all from March. I don't see anything about a stimulus package passing next week. That's not to say that there isn't one. I've been really up on my EDD content with this new proof of employment and proof of self-employment, and then I've been working a lot. So I haven't had a lot of time to look at what's going on with the stimulus bills. The 3.5 billion is the second bill for next week that went down to 1.75. I don't think that's accurate. Do you have a link? Because what I understood is that they're doing like the budget ceiling, right? That they need to talk about the budget ceiling and that they passed that separate from the infrastructure bill. So I do think that they're still talking about raising the budget ceiling, and raising the budget ceiling allows us to take on more debt so that we can pay for programs. Um, a lot of the social programs, you still need to make the PUA video. Yeah. KAFLA, reach out to the EDD's media department, see if you can get a contact there. I knew that one was coming because of my contact there. And so I was prepared to make that. And I think, we're really going to need to make those videos. The notices haven't started going out. I have a feeling there's going to be a big uptick in search for that kind of content on November 10th when the notices start to go out. So if you guys are like, oh, I don't need to prove self-employment, I don't need to send that in because I didn't get the notice. The notices haven't gone out yet. The EDD actually did what they should have done all along, and they released in their news release the information first, and then they came back and they're going to send the notices. So they kind of gave people a heads up that, hey, this is coming first. Minneapolis Luke says, best advice I can give is to get a job, go exempt, save enough so you can start your own business, then say, screw the system. I want to talk about the Great Resignation. A lot of people are quitting, and you guys, if you can make it work being self-employed, I'm kind of here for it. I really am. I'll tell you guys a story in a second if you don't have any more unemployment questions. Debbie said, all this bill's purpose is more road work with traffic delays for us. We need money extensions and less taxes and lower gas prices. Here, here. Yes, we do. KAFLA says, I have a few contacts at the EDD legislative office, as well as a staff member who's the equal opportunity officer, basically dealing with language access issues. And you haven't read the news release yet. It is a long one. I tried not to put any extra fluff in my video and like really speed through it. And the video still wound up being over 20 minutes long. It is long. You guys, if you haven't watched it, please watch it. If I'm ever like droning on and you want to speed through the video, watch it at 2x speed. You go to that little settings wheel. The settings wheel looks the same on like all the things. It's like the little gear. Choose that and do the playback speed at actually, I'll sound like a weird chipmunk if we do it at 2 point speed, but watch it at like 1.75 speed. It does have a lot of important information in it. So basically, KAFLA, you probably know because you work for your assembly member as well. But and this has been in the guidance from the Department of Labor for a long time. Other states have already rolled it out, but they're going to be making PUA recipients send in proof of employment or proof of self-employment. They do. They do. And so I'm trying to figure out if I want to read it or not. JJ, that's awesome that your friend got the paper check and you're still waiting on yours. I'll talk about that again in a second. What did I want to say? I wanted to talk about the Great Resignation. As much as I love my job, and this is something that me and my mom talk about, and I didn't, she probably thinks I yelled at her. Maybe I yelled at her a little bit. Sometimes I yell because she's hard of hearing. But I was like, Mom, I think I want to quit my job. I think I just want to do YouTube full time. But the thing is, I'm not making as much as I am at the job. It's very hard mentally to take that leap to be self-employed. And so it's like I'm kind of testing it out. I'm trying to do both because I've always heard don't quit your job until you have a new one. But I'm wondering if Jenny Silver and I, the collaboration that we're supposed to do is her full YouTube name is Jenny Silver, business coach for creatives. And she needs to put together a proposal for me. I want to collab with her in person. I want her to be my business coach, and I don't have a website set up. I would love to get a website set up. I would love to try some new avenues. You guys, I tried to make the TikTok go viral with this little guy, the happy sad baby Yoda. It didn't quite work out. I haven't put it up on YouTube yet. I was just curious if I linked my Amazon referral link for this little dude, if it would, like, all of a sudden I would get all sorts of Amazon commissions. But it didn't seem to work. But I'm not done trying. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like who would isn't this I still think this is adorable. But anyway, yeah, so I'm scared to quit. But all of these websites and all of the people that I'm talking to, if you work for someone else, there's a maximum they're willing to pay you. There's always going to be a limit if you work for someone else as to how much you can make. There's going to be a salary, maybe there's bonuses, but there's still going to be some upper limit. Even for CEOs, even for people that make crazy money, there's still an upper limit. If you're your own boss, there's no upper limit to how much you can make. And yeah, okay, so Bly, I really wish that you would spell out phonetically for me how I'm supposed to say your name. I don't know if it's Bly or Billy. Blee? Blia? I don't know. Anyway, look at all Americans struggling with life after EDD. Biden has rewarding or going to giving 450,000 each. Um, For the illegals. I don't like that term, and he's saying "Wake up America." The thing is, like, it's okay, I haven't read it, but it's usually never like, "Oh, we're just giving this money to them." And there are a lot of illegal immigrants here. Even if you physically gave them all that money, that'd probably be like a dollar each person. It's is that to try and make it so that there's some funds so that they have a process to becoming legal tax-paying Americans. Um, Debbie, it's not a cat toy. Um, but they do make it's a baby Yoda from the show Mandalorian and, like, little baby Yoda from Star Wars, and I probably look like the type of person that, like, loves Star Wars. I loved The Mandalorian, but I'm not, like, a huge Star Wars buff. Please don't unfollow me for that. But yeah, so it's baby Yoda from The Mandalorian and from, like, Star Wars. Undocumented immigrants pay taxes too. Yes, undocumented immigrants. I'm gonna share a story. One of my best friends was an illegal immigrant. And he would have been too old for the DACA program, the Dreamers program, because I'm in my 40s, right? I'm 44, so he's also 44. I'm 10 days older, which was cool when I turned 21, not cool now that I'll hit 50 10 days before he'll hit 50. So his mom brought him to the country illegally. And I remember one time we drove to San Diego, which is very close to TJ, right? So very close to the Mexican border. And he fell asleep in the car. And we told him, we're like, oh my God, we drove the wrong way and we're accidentally in Mexico. Do you think like you'll be able to get back? And he freaked out. I mean, we were kids, we were cruel. Like he's like my very, very like one of two best friends that I have. So like we love him. And he's legal now, but that process is very expensive, and I don't know the logistics of it, and we were kids when we met. So, as a kid, you don't really think about the social repercussions of that, right? But his mom brought him here. He was here. He speaks English. He loves Madonna. He eats keto. He spends money in the American economy. And I don't know how he was working before he went through the process of becoming legal. He's married now. So, totally in love, better relationship than I've ever had. They just bought a house. Um, they've been together like they might have been together over 20 years. Anyway, whatever. Like totally like genuinely in love. An enviable relationship. But I do know that he told me, he said, I said, "Oh, how much are you getting for your tax refund?" He said, "Shelly," he said, I can't get a tax refund. I have to claim 0 on my taxes." He's like, "They take the maximum money out of my check," he said, "because I can't ever risk getting audited." So Shelly, I will get to your comment in just a second. So he paid the most taxes that you possibly can because he couldn't be upfront about his background. But he certainly spent money in the economy, paid taxes, and like again, I don't know the details, and he's totally legal now, but because like he doesn't get that credit for working all those years either. So, he put a lot of money into the economy. That's all I know. He's the only person that I know like that. Um, and I think a lot of people are like that. They're working under the table. They're getting paid terrible wages because it's so hard to actually do things the correct way. That's that's all I'm gonna say. And I do hope that people that come here illegally find the path to become legal. I think that that's the right thing to do, but like he was a baby like when he got brought here. Like what do you do about that? You know? Okay. JJ says we all benefit and eat off those um Illegal is that you'd pay $6 a pound for tomatoes if people were paid legal wages. That's true. That's absolutely true. Or there would be no job, and the people who are here illegally wouldn't be spending money and putting it into the economy because maybe they wouldn't come here because there wouldn't be opportunities because machines would be picking strawberries. Okay. Shelly, let me scroll up and see if I can find your comment. Shelly, I don't see it. Ask it again, please. I have my settings set correctly this morning, so it should be there. Yeah, Shelly, just ask it again. Okay. He isn't wrong. You guys are probably gonna like unfollow me, but anyway, okay. You sure you don't mind your fruits and vegetables at the price they are? Yeah, like all of these things have a chain reaction. And I read a story, it wasn't even in California. Everybody likes to say, oh, we have a lot of illegal immigrants. We'll just let everybody in. Our social programs will pay for everyone. That's not exactly true. I read about some lawn company in some other state, and they went in with like buses and like arrested, I don't know, it wasn't quite 100, but like almost the whole company full of illegal immigrants. And they were like, "Oh, these people are here illegally." And it's like, why are we talking about them? Why not talk about that employer that employed those people illegally? Like that person was making a profit off of other people's unfortunate circumstance. But yeah, if you did that, if you really, really stopped all of that, prices on apparently lawn care products would probably go up, and um our fruits, our vegetables, a lot of farming work is done by illegal immigrants. And yeah, we'd be paying like $20 for 1 pound of strawberries, and like we can't afford that either. So I don't know, it's tricky. It's really, really tricky. Okay, JJ says America's for everyone. America's wealth is built on stolen land, built by slave labor. Bly says, I should have been more specific. It's the ones that's crossing the Rio Grande, not the ones who are already here. I just feel America should get Z's. Get Z's. I don't know what that means. Shiba Army is real, says Mike Bud. Mike, all right, let's talk about Shiba Inu again for a second. I am invested a little bit in Shiba Inu. I am not suggesting that anybody else do that. It is a risky investment, and I have that link up above as a pinned comment to Webull because you can't trade Shiba Inu on Robinhood. But that's a lot of why Shiba Inu is running up right now, because people think it's going to be listed on Robinhood. And it's probably true that if Shiba Inu was listed on Robinhood that it would go up. But then would people immediately sell it because they call it a catalyst, right? Would would that be the catalyst that's like, okay, well, it's reached its high now that it's on Robinhood, so now we're going to sell it? I don't know. So the thing that could make it rise could also make it the thing that makes it fall. But yeah, guys, I've missed out on so many opportunities. I'm going to Florida to see Tony Robbins kind of as a result of joining the Graham Stephan mentorship, which I love. And there was a guy in there that at the beginning of everything put $1,000 into Dogecoin, and his investment turned into like $100,000. But that was right when we got furloughed. You know, I wasn't about, I rarely, I never have $1,000 sitting around. Maybe I have $1,000 in some stock that maybe I could move to a different stock, but then there's tax implications when you sell stocks. So be mindful of that. If you're in them for less than a year, it's even higher. And cryptocurrency now, I believe. Um, I wouldn't have taken $1,000 and put it in Dogecoin. I probably wouldn't even do that. Going back, if I wouldn't do it now. Well, I mean, like if I knew the future, I would do it now. But if all you have is $1,000 and you're going to have to take $1,000 from somewhere to put $1,000 in a risky investment, that is not going to be the type of stock advice that I will ever be giving. But with Shiba Inu, if you guys do use my Webull referral link that I've got pinned up above and in the comments down below, because you want to get in on Shiba Inu on your own decision making, basically like playing the lottery, but you're worried it's going to go up and you don't want to miss out, you can trade it on Webull. And after you make like your first $5 investment in crypto, I think they'll give you $5 more in free crypto in the form of Shiba Inu coin. Okay. And thank you, Bly or Billy, for clarifying that. I do think that everyone should go through the path of trying to become legal, regardless of how they got here. And I think that, you know, hold the employers accountable if they're using illegal labor. So basically it's like, oh, especially in California, minimum wage is expensive. And I don't know how to resolve this, right? This is a problem with the Great Resignation. And Shelly P, I never found your comment. I'm going to look real quick again. It's not showing up for me, Shelly, if you're still in here. And I've scrolled way, way up. If anybody else knows what Shelly was trying to ask me, please let me know. Shelly asking Shelly. I don't This is the problem that I don't know how to solve. I don't have any ideas. I always like to talk and I have a lot of ideas. But here's the problem with the Great Resignation, right? I had an employee last night tell me, Shelly, the problem is we're all doing more work. That's true. That's true. We're doing more jobs. I still love my job. I think we were probably overstaffed for a long time, and we're working to find a balance now that we're reopened, because we feel short staffed. Every day is a rough day now, even if there's nothing extra going on. Everybody's doing more work. We have two less managers. We used to have this position called coordinator. We've got like three less coordinators. We used to have projectionists in the building at all times. We lost all of them, but one of the people that we brought back as a projectionist, I realize it's rare and it's a blessing in Los Angeles to even have projectionists. We do use digital film, but we used to do in-theater announcements. And so the projectionist would be up there to wait for the person doing the announcement to stop. We're just doing everything. It's Christmas season. Our stock orders are huge. We're getting, I don't know, 50 cases of bottled water a week, right? And I don't feel like we have enough staff to help get those 50 cases of bottled water put away. We start off a quarter more than minimum wage. So everybody there is making at least a quarter more, at least, than minimum wage. But here's the issue. The staff don't feel like they're being paid enough. And it's certainly not enough to make it in Los Angeles, right? You can't make it in Los Angeles off of $15.25 an hour. You can't. This is a great job. The girl that said this to me, she's also teaching and she loves that job. But that's not full time for her yet. So, but everybody's kind of feeling overworked and they're feeling like they're underpaid for what they do. But here's the problem. We're not profitable right now. Even though we're getting busy, I shouldn't say we're not profitable. No, I should. I just feel like I'm airing my company's dirty laundry, but I haven't said where I work. So because like things like the rent that we're paying on our building is so high, and because movie theaters pay 50% of their income to the distributor, I think actors are overpaid. I don't think there's a reason why anybody needs to make more than $1 million a year. And these people do multiple films and they're getting multiple millions of dollars every year. So if they do 5 films, that's $5 million, and the next year they do 5 films and that's another $5 million. Like, what the heck? Yeah, I like you, Brad Pitt or whoever, but like, share the wealth. I think that, like, I think those actors are overpaid. Like, there needs to be a balance, right? And I don't know how we balance paying the employees what they feel they're worth versus running a profitable business. And you see the comments that say, well, then you shouldn't be in business. but like so many businesses, restaurants run right at the line. And it's like it's everywhere. It's like maybe we would be more profitable if our rent was less. But then like the people doing the construction don't want to charge us less rent. Although I think we are trying to get our rent renegotiated. I think a lot of businesses are trying to get their leases and their rents renegotiated, which is a smart business move. But then who does that like it affects someone and no one wants to make less. We're owned by someone who is wealthy, very wealthy, and he is invested in the long run in trying to make us be profitable. So that makes me feel good. And I think film is a passion project for him. So I think even if we're not profitable, he still wants to pursue it. But how do we reconcile that? How do even if you're a multimillionaire, even if you're a billionaire, how are you going to feel if the business that you're running isn't profitable? So how do you run a profitable business and pay the employees what they're worth? If anybody has any ideas, I'd love, 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 love to hear them. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place. You guys know when I lose my place, that means please take a moment and like the video. Oops, where are we? JJ, we'll probably talk about the stimulus in a second. Minneapolis, Luke says, work a job, make a living, work on yourself, make a fortune. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But I'm scared, like what if my videos aren't good? There's a lot of finance channels. What if it's not enough? It's really scary to just rely on yourself, right? Yeah, do it. Hands all up for me for quitting my job and just doing YouTube full time. Oh, it's scary. Okay. Debbie says, wait and wait on stimulus checks, EDD, etc. They are not in any rush to pay out money. That is true. Bly says, oh, no, we did those. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll down. Uh-oh. Okay, I lost my place, so we're going to go from the bottom here. Okay, Jay Desmond. You opened up your existing claim due to going back to work part-time. You were told to certify Wednesday the 6th, and today I was able to certify, but not today due to a letter that got in the mail. Then you called the Department of Labor, and they decided to close your claim out of the blue, and I can't even log back into my account. I contacted my senator's office for the third time explaining you don't know what to do since you had a claim previously. They told me to certify. I'm totally lost. Okay, and Jay, this sounds like it's gotten really complicated, and so sometimes it's hard for me to kind of try and figure out what's going on. Um, with that, you said that you contacted your senator. I would recommend your assembly member. And I have that pinned up as the top comment in the chat as well. However, I have heard that once you get one government official or office involved with your unemployment case, that you can't add another one. So be careful with that. KFLA TV, I actually have a question for you. And it's kind of got me thinking about this because of my mom and her Veterans Affairs case, her VA case. Once someone uses an assembly member, does that mean like once I use them as a liaison, do they have to always speak on my behalf in terms of my case? Or is it just like they speak on my behalf that one time and then everything goes back to being like in my control? I've wondered about that. Um, I don't well, Debbie, the hot date with my mom is to go get all the free Thanksgiving items from the Ibotta app, and I'll probably try and film it. They call it B-roll. I'm gonna try and get some B-roll. I don't normally use B-roll in my videos, but I understand that I need to make them a little bit more interesting. So when I show you guys how to get your free Thanksgiving dinner, and when I go get all the items for me and my mom's and my other best friends Thanksgiving, I'll film it. So film with my mom about how to get your free Thanksgiving dinner off Ibotta. That's what the hot date will consist of. So we're probably going to Walmart because I think that's where you have to go to get it. Human in Training, hi. The clock changed, messed you up. That's okay. I loved it. Kinda got me an extra, hour of sleep today. Okay, Sierra says, "Still waiting for my second Golden State stimulus." I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. KAFLA says, "Most employers who employ undocumented immigrants pay at or above minimum wage." Really? That's good. Are we talking about, like, undocumented, though, where, like, they have started the process of becoming legal or they're part of the DACA program? Or, like, I think that tr and maybe I'm wrong, but I think that, like, a lot of places just totally pay them, like, under the table cash and aren't paying fair wages. But let me know, maybe you know that. Sierra, you agree, you get paid $16.90 for a federal job that required a lot of work all while living in California, and it's not enough. Yeah, it's not. But how do you reconcile low employee wages with the company you work for still turning a profit? Those things have to meet in the middle at some point. And I think at this point, like a lot of things would need to change in order for that to happen. Grant, how long does it take to get paid for the rent relief? You applied for over a month and KAFLA was commenting to contact your caseworker. That is true. And Grant, it's going to depend partially on if your landlord is cooperating with the necessary paperwork on their end or not. So try and communicate with your landlord. Let them know why it's important that they fill out that paperwork, any paperwork that's requested. It's okay to be upfront with them if you're struggling to pay your rent, because then they can work with you on a solution on how to move forward. That's my advice on that. I hope that that works and that you have a good relationship. Yeah, people are being exploited. That's what I kind of think. Oh, KAFLA, be careful driving. Don't respond. You can tell me on Instagram. We should meet for coffee. Actually, I had some Korean friends that took me to K-Town, and there was, like, this little bar that we went through that was up some stairs, but, like, pretty much only Korean people went there, and it was so amazing. They had, like, cloudy cold sake. It was so good, but I don't remember where it was. We should meet up and, like, talk about everything, unemployment and, what you do for your nonprofit and all of that. I would love to do that. Okay. Sean Mike TV says, "My positive vibes because it can be so frustrating." Well, thank you. On Halloween and your old address is your tax return. What should I do? Uh-oh, I gotta look for that in a second. That is your first part of your comment isn't showing up. Okay. I need to reference my old oh, my mom is texting me. What does she want? Uh-oh. I probably should not come here today. Suddenly, ew, my mom has a oh, she's not feeling well. Uh-oh. All right. Oh, that sucks. She's saying she doesn't feel well, so she might not want me to go there. Oh, Shelly, here we go. Um, there's a glitch. Yeah, I see your comment about the glitch, but I don't see any other comments. So guys, if anybody else is able to see Shelly's comment, let me know. Maybe it has like a banned word in it, but I don't think banned words are banned from my lives. That would be interesting. Maybe I don't know, maybe I need to check my live settings. I know I have like links blocked generally from like my channel just to try and protect you guys. Okay, so let's talk about Golden State Stimulus 2 for a second. If you didn't get it, it can be because um, you used like an instant refund from a tax preparer. So, okay, Grant, what did she say? What is she asking about? If you can tell me, then I will try and answer Shelly's question. Aw, thank you guys for saying, Mom, everybody's wishing that you feel better. I wish you feel better too. If you feel better later, let me know. I actually do have a work project I should do though, so not a YouTube work project. I hope my mom feels better too. Yeah. She's probably just I told her movie theaters in Los Angeles City have to start checking proof of vaccination tomorrow. I told her she might have to help us do that if we're too short staffed. She's probably just faking being sick so she doesn't have to go to work for free for me. My mom has done a lot of free work over the years. Sometimes when there would be a popper piece that broke, I would bring my mom, like, the screw or something, but I didn't know what it was myself, but I couldn't leave work or, like, I'd be like, "Mom, can you come? I'm gonna give you this screw. I need you to take it to the Ace Hardware. Just show them the broken one and tell them you need a new one, and then bring it back to me." And she would. We did some, like, booths or something, like, for to promote the films, and my mom has a truck. Get yourself a friend with a truck. So my mom is my friend with a truck. And that's great. Okay, so Golden State Stimulus 2, if you got an instant refund from your tax preparer like H&R Block or TurboTax, and you used the feature like get an instant refund, and a lot of times they'd give you a prepaid debit card that day, that can be something that would cause you to get a paper check instead of the direct deposit. Also, if you selected, like if you owed your tax preparer money, like, even before I was self-employed, I would owe money to have my taxes prepared. I paid a tax preparer, like, the first year I bought my house. I also had a year when I won, like, $5,000 playing bingo, and, like, anytime my taxes were complicated, like, when I was self-employed and driving for Uber, I used a tax preparer. So, like, years when I think my taxes are gonna be complicated, I will go and use, like, H&R Block in person versus just doing the software myself, although I don't recommend that anymore. I did all my crazy complicated YouTube income on TurboTax myself, and it was fine. But anyway, if you owed your tax preparer fees and you selected pay my tax preparer out of my refund, that can be something that causes them to send you a paper check instead as well. And someone was asking about moving. Golden State Stimulus. What if I moved? This was in my last video. It just says individuals may see their payment delayed if they moved or changed their bank account information and haven't updated it with the state yet. Taxpayers who have moved since filing their 2020 tax returns are urged to contact the franchise board to update their address. And I'm actually I'm going to search my old video because I feel like in one of my old videos, I actually linked to that phone number for if you moved. Which one was that? Or how to change your bank account information. Where is the stimulus video? Claim status tracker. No, that's okay. Let me see here if I can find that phone number. Yep. Okay. Ooh, look at me. And guys, then I'm going to link this video too. Okay, so I'm just going to paste the phone number here. So that's the phone number to call if you've moved or updated your address. And let me link to the video where I talk about this. How do I do this? Okay, you might hear this playing in the background for a second because I don't know how else to share it. Quiet. Oh no, hold on. I don't know how to use my computer. Quiet. Okay, share, get link. Okay, so this is going to be a link to the video that explains how to update your information if you've moved or changed bank accounts for your Golden State Stimulus. Okay. Thank you guys for wishing my mom that she feels well. Movies are coming back. It's just different. Like we're busy. The building is busy. It just takes our rent is expensive. How much we're giving to the distributor is a lot. Like things like that. The cost of doing business is is a lot, especially now that like cost of goods and inflation are going up. Guys, if you haven't already, please like the video. Grant says, can you please give me an answer for the rent relief? It's been a month and nothing. So you should have been given a caseworker. So you want to call and follow up with your caseworker. Also, Grant, you can reach out to your assembly member on that as well, and they can help you with that as well. And then someone else asked if I knew how long it was taking it to get rent relief. So I actually did a poll, and there's 501 votes. Guys, check out my community tab. I do some fun stuff there sometimes with polls and all of that. So the options, 501 responses, and these were the options. It took about a month to get my rent relief. That was about 20% of people. The second option was it took 1 to 3 months. Only 12% of people responded with that, and it took longer than 3 months, had the second most votes with it took longer than 3 months, and then other was an option, and that was 45% of the comments. And I asked them to, like, leave me, like, their experience and how long it took them to get their rent relief in the comments on that chat. So, it said, Bambi said it took 16 days in San Fernando, which is great. Somebody else said it took them 2 months. Tracy, who I just saw in here earlier, said it took 4 months, and they're still telling them that it is in process. Ellie Indigo said it took 6 months, but now they can get future rent. Ba, 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 ba. Less than a month, under review for a month, denied immediately, appealed, and now it's under review, 5 months. So a lot of people, it's really varied, but it's going to be faster if you get assistance from your landlord filling out that paperwork. Guys, these glasses, I love them. They have these little things here, and sometimes I do stick my glasses up in my hair and then they get stuck. I'm sure you guys all wanted to know that. Oof. Okay, so you guys are asking Sierra says my first Golden State stimulus was through a paper check. Maybe that's why it's taking a long time. Guys, if you got the first Golden State stimulus, unfortunately, you wouldn't be eligible for the second one. It was just a one-time payment of $600, even though they're calling it the Golden State stimulus 2. Latrice says, I called and they said that you somehow got dropped from the direct deposit list, so now you got to wait on a check. It made no sense. Even the agent seems surprised. Well, at least you know the paper check's on the way, and at least you know what happened. So I'm glad about that. Peter wants to know how long the rent assistance is going to last for. So I actually talked with someone there as well, and they said that it lasts until the funds run out, and they have not run out yet. Some cities or counties might have a limit as to the maximum amount of rent that you can receive. I see Frances popped in. She's the one who did my hair. It is time to get my hair done again. So we need to contact each other. But Frances has a large family, a beautiful family. So her rent's a little bit higher. In some cities, there's a maximum threshold that you can get of $15,000. So that wouldn't last too long in some of your situations. But how it's worded officially is 100% of 12 months of back rent and up to assistance with 3 months of future rent. But because of some of these limits, you may not get that full amount. You haven't heard anything, but your case is being reviewed. Well, hopefully you find out soon, Francis. So it's going to last different amounts of time for different people and based on their circumstances. The owner will get taken care of. Yeah, and if your owner doesn't cooperate, there are systems in place so that the Housing is Key program can send you the check for rent relief so that then you can use that to pay your landlord. But it is going to be easier and faster if your landlord cooperates. Okay, guys, Well, I've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes, so I don't have too much more for you guys today. Um, I think I'm gonna head out for the day. Baby Yoda says goodbye. I'm gonna check on my mom. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. and have a good rest of your Sunday while I end the stream.